Hey everyone, Mr. MC here. This is lap guide for a second de la Sarthe no Chicane with the Nissan R92CP. Let's get this started. You would take this first turn at full throttle, but just as you hit the apex of this first turn, that will be your braking point. So you'll be braking hard for a short while, then gently ease off of the brakes and do lots of throttle control to get the car to rotate around this turn and get a fast, clean exit. Bring yourself to the right, and just after you pass this small cone that is on the right, you will brake hard for a very short moment, slowly ease off of the brakes, and take your time applying the throttle here. Now bring yourself to the left, and right when the new sector starts, that is when you completely lift off of the throttle and you want to thread the needle here. Take advantage of the curbs here since these track limits are pretty consistent. Just do not get all four wheels onto the blue area, otherwise you will be considered to be off track. So let's go ahead and go hyperspeed through this part. Just be gentle with your turning over here. And then you want to brake pretty early for this sharp right turn. So you'll be braking well before the curb on the right starts, and you'll be braking hard for as long as you can until you have to turn in. Then ease off of the brakes, get the car straightened up, and then start to accelerate. So we'll go ahead and fast forward through this part over here. Just be smooth with your turns. Bring yourself to the left, and when the green area on the left starts, you want to start to gently turn in, use a little bit of braking, then when you complete the right turn, brake even more. Gently ease off of the brakes for this left turn. Bring yourself to the left, and when the fence on the left changes style, that is when you want to start to brake. Brake hard for a short while as this is a pretty sharp turn. Just focus on letting the car rotate, straighten it up, and then fully accelerate. Now stay on the left side of the track as you want to use the very start of the green area on the left as your next braking point. Use some of your braking power, just bring yourself to the right side of the track and do lots of throttle control as you go through these next couple of turns. Completely ease off of the throttle here for this right turn, then do a little more throttle control as you go through this left turn. Take this chicane at full throttle, and then this is where it gets a little tricky. So when the pit lane on the right starts, you move on over to it just a little bit, and before it splits off, that is when you brake. Brake hard for a very short moment, ease off of the brakes, take advantage of the curbs here, then just align yourself to brake for the final chicane. Take advantage of the curbs just one more time, straighten up the car, and then fully accelerate. But that is all for the lap guide. Let's go ahead and quickly talk about the strategies. For this race, this is going to be a very easy no-stop race. What is interesting about this combination is that this is without the chicane, so you want a car that can go at very high speeds. I'll mention more about that in a bit, but I do want to talk about the track limits here, especially when you go through this first chicane over here. The track limits are very inconsistent, so you want to keep two wheels on the track at all times when you're going through that first chicane. Your tires will also be cold, so you want to be a little careful with how you handle the car, and you also have to watch out for the dirty air. So this will occur when you are within 1.5 seconds behind someone, and when you go through a twistier part of the track, your car is going to be more understeer because it's not going to have the downforce that it needs to go through that turn at its usual speed. However, when you go through the Mulsanne straight, it will help you catch up to the cars ahead of you as you see here. But it's only going to help you ever so much because at some point your car is going to hit its top speed and you're not going to be able to go any faster as you see here. So the Sauber, which is the car behind us, it hits top speed, and I'm just going to go ahead and speed away. And the same thing will happen with the R92CP, since that its top speed is a little bit higher. And make sure you brake early for this turn, whether you are in the slipstream or not, because you do not want this to happen, and you do not want to be the one who ends up punting the car ahead of you. And the last thing I want to talk about are the penalties. So you just want to be very careful when you're around other cars or when you're going through some of the turns. Just try to keep 2 wheels on the track at all times, be squeaky clean around other cars. So as you see here, the car ahead of us has a penalty, and I'm going to speed by him because the R92CP is a little bit faster. So the penalty serving zone is in the middle of the Mulsanne straight, or at least one of the penalties serving zones, which is a really weird spot, and he's going to end up falling way behind. So he was about 1/10 of a second behind me when he was just about to serve the penalty, and as we approach the sharp right hand corner, he's going to end up being around 2 seconds behind me now. So it's a pretty harsh penalty serving zone, so you want to try to be squeaky clean at all times. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this guide. Easy no stop race. Don't worry about the fuel nor tires, and just make sure you use the Nissan R92CP since this is clearly the fastest car of the bunch. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and sign off now. So this is Mr. MCA wishing you a good race, and I'll see you in the next video.